and girls, and welcome back to Miss Allen's channel. It is a new week, so we have a new theme. Our theme this week is ocean. We're especially going to look at the ocean animals. This week we'll read some ocean books, and we will draw our favorite ocean animal, along with working on our OG word family, our OG word family. Today is Monday, June 8th, 2020. It is also Q Day for Quiet Day. Today I want you guys to take some time and be quiet. Read a book, go outside and lay and look at the sky, or have a quiet contest. A quiet contest is when you ask one of your brothers and sisters or your moms and dads to have a quiet contest. You stare at them and the first person to talk loses. That's called a quiet contest. Hope you guys go out and celebrate Q Day for Quiet Day. Our book today is called A House for Hermit Crab, and it is written by Eric Carle. In this book, we'll see lots of different ocean animals and learn about where they live. Time to move, said Hermit Crab one day in January. I've grown too big for this little shell. He had felt safe and snug in his shell, but now it was too snug. Hermit Crab stepped out of the shell and onto the floor of the ocean, but it was frightened out of the open sea without a shell to hide it. What if a big fish comes along and attacks me, he thought. I must find a new home soon. So Hermit Crab has gotten too big for the shell, so he needs to come find a new shell. He hopes the fish don't come and get him and eat him. Early in February, Hermit Crab found just the house he was looking for. It was a big shell and strong. He moved right in, wiggling and wiggling about inside to see how it felt. It felt just right. But it looks so plain, thought Hermit Crab. So he wanted to make his shell look more special than just a plain shell. Here's the shell, and here's some seaweed. In March, Hermit Crab met some sea anemones. They swayed gently back and forth in the water. How beautiful you are, said the Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to come live on my house? It's so plain and it needs you. I'll come, whispered the small sea anemone. Gently, the Hermit Crab picked it up with his claws and put it on his back. There's the anemones. In April, Hermit Crab passed a flock of starfish moving slowly along the seafloor. How handsome you are, said the Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to decorate my house? I would, signaled a little sea star. Carefully, Hermit Crab picked it up with one of his claws and put it on his house. So now he's going to add a starfish to his house to decorate it. So now he has a sea anemone and a starfish on the back of his shell. In May, Hermit Crab discovered some coral. They were hard and didn't move. How pretty you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to help make my house more beautiful? I would, creaked a crusty coral. Gingerly, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and placed it on his shell. So now he's going to put coral on his shell. So he has a sea anemone, a starfish, and now some coral on his shell to decorate his shell. In June, Hermit Crab came to a group of snails crawling over a rock on the ocean floor. They grazed as they went, picking up algae and bits of debris and leaving a neat path behind them. How tidy and hard-working you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to come and help clean my house? I would, offered one of the small shells. Happily, Hermit Crab picked it up with its claws and placed it on its shell. So now he picked up a snail to clean his shell. So we got the starfish, the coral, and the sea anemone, and now he's going to pick up one of the snails to come on his shell. Let's see else who he picks up. In July, Hermit Crab came upon several sea urchins. They had sharp, prickly needles. "How fierce you look," said Hermit Crab. "Would one of you be willing to protect my house?" "I would," answered the spiky sea urchin. Gratefully, Hermit Crab picked it up with one of his claws and placed it near his shell. So now we have the sea anemone, the starfish, the snail, the coral, and now we're gonna have a sea urchin. They're pretty cool looking. In August, Hermit Crab and his friends wandered into a forest of seaweed. "It's so dark in here," thought Hermit Crab. "How dim it is," murmured the sea anemone. "How gloomy it is," whispered the starfish. "How murky it is," complained the coral. "I can't see," said the snail. "It's like a nightmare," cried the sea urchin. So they're going into the thick forest of seaweed, and they can't see anything. Ooh. In September, Hermit Crab spotted a school of lanternfish darting through the dark water. "How bright you are," said Hermit Crab. "Would one of you be willing to light up our house?" "I would," replied one lanternfish, and it swam over near the shell. So now we have a sea urchin, a starfish, a snail, a sea anemone, a coral, and they're going to be joined by one of the lanternfish. Look how they brighten up like a lamp to see in the seaweed. In October, Hermit Crab approached a pile of smooth pebbles. "How sturdy you are," said Hermit Crab. "Would you mind if I rearranged you?" "Not at all," answered the pebbles. Hermit Crab picked them up one by one with his claws and built a wall around his shell. "Now my house is perfect," cheered Hermit Crab. So he has, let's see, a lanternfish, a starfish, a snail, a sea anemone, a coral, his shell, the Hermit Crab himself, a sea urchin, and now he has a wall of pebbles. He's very protected now. But in November, Hermit Crab felt that his shell seemed a bit too small. Little by little over the year, Hermit Crab had grown. Soon he would have to find another, bigger home. But he had come to love his friends, the sea anemone, the starfish, the coral, the sea urchin, the snail, the lanternfish, and even the smooth pebbles. "They have been so good to me," thought Hermit Crab. "They are like family. How could I ever leave?" So again, he's getting too big for this shell. He doesn't want to leave all his new friends, but he's too big. Let's see what happens. In December, a smaller hermit crab passed by. "I've outgrown my own shell," she said. "Would you know a place for me?" "I have outgrown my house too," answered Hermit Crab. "I must move on. You are welcome to live here, but only if you promise to be good for my friends." "I promise." Oh, what a great solution. So smaller hermit crab grew out of her shell and needed a new place to live. So our hermit crab gave her his shell as long as she protected all his friends. So then now they have another hermit crab living there. The following January, Hermit Crab stepped out and the little crab moved in. "Couldn't stay in that shell forever," said Hermit Crab as he waved goodbye. The ocean floor looked wider than he had remembered, but Hermit Crab was not afraid. Soon he spied the perfect house, a big empty shell. It looked, well, a little plain. "Sponges," he thought. "Barnacles, clownfish, sand dollars, electric eels. Oh, there's so many possibilities. I can't wait to get started." So here's his new shell, and he thought of some new sea animals that he could collect for the new shell. He thought of barnacles, a clownfish, a sand dollar, electric eels to decorate his new shell. The end. That's the end of our story today. Again, we're going to continue talking about the ocean. Tomorrow we're going to draw one of our favorite ocean animals. We might pick one of the ones from our book, or you can pick one that you know. I hope you guys have a great day celebrating Quiet Day. I hope you have a great day. I love you. Bye-bye.